late 1960s. The assassination of first in 63 of John Kennedy, then 68 of Robert F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, the shooting in the shopping mall of George Wallace. And these things seem to be a thread that runs through American politics and has, as I say, back to 1835, but it's also a world phenomenon. People throughout the world have enacted their politics against political leaders in countries all over the world. It just is a reminder. It's a sad day.
It is a sad day. I agree with you there on sad day in American history. I want to talk about Trump's actions in the moment. When you watch that video, we have seen it multiple times now throughout the evening. He is seen going down, holding his ear, and then moments later he comes back up and he tells those Secret Service agents around him to hold on. He raises his hands in the air. It seems like a courageous moment in such a moment of chaos. Can you talk about how that will come across to the American public?
I don't know. You know, it was one of those things where, it's so alarming. And the president drops on previous instructions by the Secret Service that if you hear anything, see anything, just go to the ground, which he did. So he did exactly what he's been trained to do. And then, of course, they lift him up and he throws a fist out and he says, fight, fight. And then he continues to gesture as they're leading him off. Now, I can tell you, because I've known so many people in the Secret Service, all they're trying to do is get him the heck off the stage and into the armored van, if he was injured more critically, into an ambulance. But the Secret Service performed beautifully as they're trained. Now, the open question, Christina, will be, how did that shooter get on the rooftop of a building proximate to the former president? And all of those details will come out later, but the Secret Service was remarkable.
Okay, one more question here before we let you go, and that's about where we got, or how we got here, and how we got to this point, because we know America has been divided for many years now. There's a lot of people who are angry. This country is very divided, and when you look at what happened today, we've already heard the Biden campaign is pausing all outbound communications. They're working to pull out their television ads as they go into the weekend here. Can you talk about where we go from here as a country?
Well, Christina, it's a great question, and great credit to the Biden campaign. They pulled down their television ads. The president came out and talked about that this should not be something that should be allowed in this country, should not be an expectant in this country. And so, I think all of the reaction politically has been perfectly appropriate. And I don't care who you are. You're a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, doesn't matter. It's a sad day when anybody's voice is attempted to be cut down by an assassin. And this sounds like, and by the way, the law enforcement authorities know a lot more than they're talking about right now, according to my sources. And my phone blew up within 2 minutes of this deal. They know who this person is already. And this sounds like a young person who was acting out. We'll find out the motives later. But all of us, anybody watching tonight, knows whether you feel good or bad about a candidate, whether you like them, hate them, whatever, the end result should not be an assassination attempt. It is abhorrent on every level.
All right, political analyst Brian Sobel, we'll have to leave the conversation there. We appreciate you joining us tonight and giving us your insight.
Have a good night.
Well, we'll have much more on this developing news up later in our